Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Patrick here at VectorVest, bringing you some brand new content to get your weekend started. And today we're actually going to take a look at the market and take a look at some stocks that are different than the typical videos that I do. Typically, if you've been following along with some of the content I brought to you guys over the last few months, we've been looking at more aggressive and speculative plays. But today we're going to take a look at more long-term investing and see how easy it can be, especially utilizing the power of VectorVest. So if you're ready to learn on what stocks could be some of the best long-term plays for your portfolio, as always, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. All right, so today I want to start off by looking at the VectorVest homepage because this is really where any investor should start off from. This is going to be where you get the information that you need to know before you ever make any decision in the market. That's right, this is where you need to find the information to know whether you need to be buying or not buying. Simple as that. As you can see right now, we do remain in a confirmed down situation. So for a longer term investor, right now you're either sitting in cash or just protecting your positions. But as we all know, what goes up must come down and what comes down must go back up. So once we see that market change and we start to see that confirmed call change back to up, giving us a good long-term buy opportunity, well, VectorVest makes it super easy to be able to find the stocks that you're looking for that have the best potential for long-term success. It's as simple as going into the Viewers tab at the very top of the software, coming over to the stock viewer on the left-hand side, which default layout of the stock viewer is based upon our master indicator VST, standing for value, safety, and timing. This is a great indicator and a great listing of stocks to find, especially if you're more short-term or swing traded minded, but you can also find some great candidates from other areas of trading as well. But if you're looking for stocks to set you up for long-term success, all you have to do is take this list and then just simply click on the RS column header to sort it by relative safety. Now, if you're not familiar with VectorVest and what we do here, the relative safety is the consistency and predictability of a company's financial performance. What does that mean for you as an individual retail investor? It's simply an indicator of risk. So stocks that have a good long-term ability or a long-term track record of beating their earnings and growing their cash quarter over quarter, year over year, are going to have a higher RS rating. Because if they're doing that consistently, that tells us there's less risk involved with the stock because they have that track record to back their price action up. So here's some of the hottest RS stocks as of right now, the time I'm recording this, and we can find DR Horton, UFPI, Align, Facebook, Alphabet, or Google's in here, Old Dominion Freight, a lot of names you're most likely familiar with. Now, these are going to be changing periodically. Long-term indicators don't change that fast, so you can expect to see a lot of these stocks stay here for quite some time. And as we know, the market's been selling off a little bit. As we saw just a moment ago, we have been in that confirmed down situation. So yeah, these stocks have been pulling back a little bit. Even the best stocks can go down in a down market. But once that confirmed up signal comes, all you have to do is come in here, sort this list by RS, find those stocks with the hottest RS ratings, and those will instantly be the ones that you need to focus on. So out of about 8,700 stocks in the US market, you can instantly identify in a matter of seconds which stocks would be best for your own portfolio. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit more of a technical analysis to this as well, to not only find the best fundamentally sound stocks out of 8,700 stocks, but also find the ones that have that strength on a shorter term basis to rebound after a pullback, well, we have the perfect indicator for you. That is RS times CI. If we go ahead and sort the list by that, this is now taking into account the RS, which is that risk factor, and CI, which is more of a technical indicator here at VectorVest. It's the stock's ability to withstand severe lengthy price declines, and essentially it's the snapback factor, as I like to call it. So as you can see, this list has changed slightly, not too much, still a lot of the similar names at the top of the list, But real quick, let's just go ahead and take a look at the graph of some of these while we got the time. So for our very first one, SAIA, nice steady pattern from bottom left to upper right. And look at the earnings at the bottom there. I've stated countless videos time and time again about our earnings, and that's because it's an extremely powerful tool to help any retail trader get an edge on the market. Because it's not just looking at the historical data that you can find on Yahoo or Bloomberg or anywhere else, but it's actually looking at an analyst projection as well, a 12 months down the road analyst projection on their earnings. So when you see this earnings number at the bottom here rising, that tells us not only is the company making money, but they're expected to continue to make money 12 months down the road. And as the old saying goes, money goes where money grows. So let's go ahead and just scroll through a couple of these. You guys can take a look at these. But you can see a nice steady rise in price from bottom left to upper right. All of these extremely consistent, very little volatility for the most part. And that's exactly what you want to have. You know, there's a saying out there, buy low and sell high. That's the typical mentality when most people get started in the market of what they try to look for. They try to nail that bottom and then ride a stock all the way up to the very top. But in actuality, a better way of going about it is a saying that my father actually taught me when I was a kid, and that's buy high and sell higher. The reason for that is because when you have a stock that is hitting a new high, or you have a stock that's been moving up higher over time, there's a reason behind that. That means the company is doing well. If you have a stock that's been falling over time and you're trying to nail that bottom, well, the reason it's falling is because they're not doing something right, and it could continue to fall even further. So trying to nail that bottom is like trying to catch a falling knife, and nobody wants to play that game, especially when it's with your hard-earned money. So as we can see here, pretty nice results so far. We could go through this even more, but if you want to see more of these stocks, just simply click on the link in the description of today's video. So that way you can sign up for a trial right away and get started with this. But for now, I just want to show you one more proof of how well these stocks perform. And this is something that VectorVest has done for a while. I used to go out on the road to do money shows and different events, seminars for VectorVest. With everything going on, we've done more online stuff recently. But it's a game we used to play when we used to go to the money shows called the birthday game. And the way it works is you simply take your birth date. Mine, for example, is February 1st. And you select any date from the past. And you take the top 20 or top 10. We'll go with top 20 today. Top 20 RS stocks from that date. And then test it until today and compare it to the S&P 500 and see which one did better. So once again, my birthday is February 1st, so we'll go ahead, click on the date box in the upper left. I'll simply go back, let's say all the way to 2000. That way we include 2007, 2008, a major market crash included. So that way I'm not trying to cherry pick any specific dates. So February 1st, hit OK, and it'll automatically bring up the best top 50 RS stocks on that date back in 2000. Now, the quick test feature is a feature that we like to use here that gives you just a basic performance from point A to point B. And then we'll go ahead, click on the top 20 or quick test top 20. So as you can see, it gives us our results from my birthday back in 2000 up until right now. So overall, if I were just to bought and hold these stocks, the top 20, and just held them throughout the last, 21 years roughly, I'd be making about 21% a year, or on average about 450% on my portfolio. That is phenomenal, especially when you take the typical approach and compare it to the S&P 500, for example. So as you can see, I have it set to SPY, which is the S&P 500 indexed ETF, which matches 1-to-1 pretty much with the S&P 500 index. And over that same time frame, the S&P 500 isn't up even 200%. Just by buying and holding the top 20 RS stocks, I have over doubled the performance of the S&P over the last 21 plus years. On average, I'm doubling my annualized rate of return, and if we look through here, we have one up 4,500%. Out of it, we have 16 winners and only 4 losers. That is a phenomenal win to loss ratio. And that is exactly what the power of RS can do for you. So if you've made it this far along in the video, thank you once again for tuning in. If you're already a subscriber, make sure to go run this test. Let me know in the comments of this video what your results are. Compare it to the SPY. Are they better, worse? And if you're not already a subscriber, once again, click on the link in the description of today's video, sign up for the free trial, put it to the test, and let me know your results over the weekend. Until the next time, take care, adios, toodles.